Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to a brand new video. Today we are back at Mansells Raceway once again. Today is the club round, or IKR round, at on the 25th September. So as most of you know, this is going to be my final race in my kart as far as I'm aware. So yeah, it's a little bit of a sad one today. Hopefully we can make it a banger and hopefully finish well for our final race. But yeah, just going for a quick track walk as per usual. Up a bit early again. I literally couldn't sleep very well last night, so it didn't really make a difference. Yeah, it's currently like 6:45, so yeah, pretty early. Everyone is literally still asleep right now. I'm the only one on a track walk. All the caravans are down there, as you can see. There's a couple up there. So yeah, it's literally only me going for a track walk right now. Literally coming through out of the hangar hairpin down towards the next hairpin section, all the way down to 4 and 5. So yeah, so yesterday I did do practice as well, so now I'm gonna skip to that and show you that then.
Go.
So here we go then. This is all the practice sessions from the Saturday. This is going to be quite a long clip here, just for the fact that obviously we had quite a few practice sessions on Saturday. But we will jump back into Sunday obviously after we've gone through this part. So the Saturday was definitely really fun. I was actually on Mojo D5 for these practice sessions. I know it's a little bit of a cheat, especially everyone else, well, most people on Maxis. But I decided to go for the D5s as the only set of tyres I had that I could practice with, as we straight away, after a couple laps of catch up with someone, get past him down inside in towards turn 1. So yeah, like I said, we've found really good pace in the Saturday for the practice sessions, and we advanced on the setups that we were finding last Southwest Champs at Mansells, and I really found that the setup changes that I was making on this day, on the Saturday, were really helping. As you can see, catching down another person. She was actually on D5s as well. She was actually on brand new D5s there. Mine were, well, a couple practice sessions older. So yeah, showing that my pace was pretty decent and I had some sort of good pace. As you can see, we're just catching up to another guy as we're coming into the pits now, as the session is over. We do have to slow down a little bit here because, as you can see, someone was broken down back there, and there's actually someone walking up the pit lane with the cart trolley, so we had to watch out for him. But yeah, not the best of place to go down the pit lane, but nevertheless, that was session 1 over and done with. So now we move on to practice session 2 then, as we head out on the track once again, not waiting around at all, which going straight through it, be a bit in the mix here. I wanted to see what my pace was like compared to others. Obviously last session I went out a little bit later, when the session already started, and well, was pretty much in clear air except for a couple of carts that I caught up to. So I wanted to see how my pace was in a bit of a grid. Obviously, like I said, most of these guys were maxis, I was on D5s, but nevertheless I was trying just see how the setup felt compared to others and how slidey it was compared to others, because there was, well, very little traction I found into the corners and out of the corners on this day and on the Sunday. So yeah, we really had to watch out for that. As you saw there, we actually sent it down the inside somewhere in towards turn 1 there. Our straight line speed was looking very good here. We were running a 79 sprocket, so we are expected to be a little bit quick down the straight compared to everyone else, as usually they recommend an 80 or an 81. So yeah, I decided to, well, try and do a little bit better on the straights and see how it goes. As you can see, it was really working very nicely as we send it down the inside of another guy towards turn 1. I found that I wasn't actually bogging whatsoever out of the corners, so I think for me personally, I quite like the 79 sprocket. I mean, obviously there will be other people that prefer the 80 and 81, but personally, for my preference, I prefer the 79. So that's what I kind of stuck with, and that's what I was using all day on this testing. So nevertheless, so we're coming to the end of the session here. As you can see, the guy ahead of me is actually called Braden, and he actually slowed down to try and get a little bit in the video and gave me a little wave coming into the pits. Massive shout out to him because he does watch my videos, so massive shout out to him. Hopefully he enjoys this one, and hopefully maybe we can have a little bit of a battle with him later. Sadly, he couldn't actually race on the Sunday, so he was only doing the test days on the Saturday, so massive shame, but hopefully we can try and, well, jump into each other again on track and have a little bit of a battle at some point today. And now we move on to the third practice session then, and once again we're not going to hesitate at all, we're just going to go straight through it. We did let a guy go past us there, and he just shot straight away. I didn't even expect that, so it's quite lucky we didn't collide in the pit lane, to be honest. We actually caught up with Ned here, who actually works at Mansells, so massive shout out to him. He was on the Maxis, I was on the D5s. I think we all know where this is going to go really. We send it down the inside of him in towards turn 1. He did struggle a little bit with his setup on that day. Thankfully, I think he managed to figure it out a little bit before the race day and actually got a pretty decent result in the race day, but we won't spoil that yet. So massive shout out to him, but nevertheless so on this practice day we managed to get around him, try and keep up with the other guys just ahead here, as one person goes massively wide there once again. I'm trying to get close into a pack in a little bit of a battle. I was trying to get close to people who are like right up at the top of the championship in the club rounds, because I wanted to see what lines they were taking and see what I'm doing differently basically, because I feel like I can learn a lot from them. As you can see, we're all over the back of a guy called Luke here as we send him down the inside here in towards the complex section. It was his first time back in the kart in months, so he did struggle a little bit, but he was enjoying himself and he seemed to have a little bit of a fun battling me, so that was really good to see, to say the least. Nevertheless so, we're trying to go around the outside of another guy here. Don't quite make the move stick, but yeah, we'll keep on the back of him, try and follow him here down towards the final few corners, hairpin section, as we try and get a very good exit here, get all over the back of him, get a little bit of slipstream as we head in towards the dogleg chicane section. Now if we get a good exit, maybe we can get a little bit of slipstream and go down the inside once again in towards turn 1, because that seems like my favourite place to make overtakes today, and we make the move stick once again. So yeah, our pace is looking pretty good. Hopefully we could try and, well, advance on this in towards the race day as well, but at the moment I'm just enjoying the practice sessions that are going on and I'm really having fun battling a little bit. As you can see here, we're on the back of a 61 kart here. I go for a little bit of a different line there and get a really good exit. I think he was in a pre-evo, so I knew that I could get around him pretty quickly, so he did struggle a little bit, but nevertheless we managed to get past him pretty fairly quickly. Sadly, the next people are quite far away, and I know they're pretty quick around this track, and I knew I wasn't really going to catch them, so that was the end of the session though. This time we actually decided to go into Screw and Earing Bay and actually try and weigh ourselves and see if we're actually going to be able to make the, well, minimum weight required as we head on to the scales, and luckily we do meet the required weight. To be honest, I do need to work on that a little bit, because I feel like I could take off a weight and actually possibly run just over the limit instead of being, well, at the moment there I was 165, so do need to work on that a little bit, but yeah. So I'm a bit of an idiot and actually didn't record all day of the practice sessions, which is a bit of a shame because we had some good clips and good battles. This was actually the last one I recorded, mainly trying to save storage and save battery space on the GoPro for tomorrow, the race day. So yeah, this is the last session I actually recorded, which is a bit of a shame. But just ahead of us we have someone called Amelia Nelson. Now she's actually one of the championship contenders in the club round at Mansells, so I really wanted to try and keep with her really, try and follow what lines and braking points she was taking, because she has a lot more experience on this track than me, and definitely think that I could learn something from her, just basically following her in the kart. Obviously I knew for a fact that the only reason why I was keeping up with them was because of the fact that I'm on D5s compared to everyone else, who I've said again, everyone ahead of me now is on maxis. So that was the only way I was really keeping up with them. As we're following Braden now, and someone actually sends it down the inside here, that was a Kart 19 who was also on D5s. There was absolutely no way I would be able to follow him and keep up with him, but any chance. Obviously he was on the exact same tyres as me, and he has, well, much newer equipment and gear than me, so I knew there was no way else to keep up with him, plus he probably has a lot more experience than me. So the only way I could really follow someone really good and with really good experience is Braden and also Amelia just ahead of us, so try and learn something from these two. As you can see, we're all over the back of Braden here. We actually decided to send it down the side of him as he gets a little bit of a tank slapper in towards the complex section, and we make the move stick very nicely on him. Once again, like I said, he was on maxis. He was actually just advanced to senior Rotax class. He was in juniors in NKC So this was basically his first time in the senior road tax class, and it's a massive learning curve for him, so he's doing really well, to be fair. So now we cut on to a little bit later in the session, and we're still following Amelia just ahead of us, and then she's following a guy called Jay Lewis. And let's just say these two just ahead of me here, I would no way be close to these guys on pace if we were all on the same tyres. But the fact that, like again, I said I'm on the D5s makes it a little bit more easier for me to keep up. And also it means that I have a chance to actually follow some people who are actually a lot quicker than me and a lot more experienced than me. And I can actually try and learn some lines and breaking points, like I said. Definitely through turn 1, I found that I had a little bit of an edge. Through the complex though, I think that I could do a little bit better on the line. As you can see, she took more of a tighter line than me there. And, well, basically set herself up nicely for the exit, and as you see there, it did pull away a little bit from me, so that might be something I need to work on a little bit. Also there, as you can see, my back end slides out massively, and she gets a much better exit than me there. And coming in towards that hairpin section as well, I noticed she took it more mid-track. I actually went all the way to the outside and turned back in tight, which is a bit more of an aggressive line, to be fair. That's okay, as long as you don't have anyone behind you who's looking to try and send it down the inside of you. Eventually Amelia gets a little bit annoyed getting stuck behind Jay and decides to just cut the chicane, so now I'm stuck behind Jay. I decided to not do the same thing because Jay Lewis, like I said, has still got a lot more experience than me and is definitely a lot more better than me, so still following him is still really good for me and helping me out with trying to learn some new things around this track. So yeah, I definitely learned some new lines, definitely learned some new braking points. I definitely think that I need to do a bit of a setup change still, because I definitely feel like my rear on the car is slidey just a little bit more than what others are. So I definitely need to work on that a little bit, and maybe just work on my driving style a little bit as well, because I feel like I hit the brakes a little bit too hard maybe. But yeah, other than that though, that was the end of the session. I definitely think we had a really good day on the Saturday, and I really do think it went well. And hopefully, maybe in the Sunday, we can have a little bit of a decent race day for my final race. But that wraps up the Saturday test day. So yeah, practice was pretty decent actually. We were on Mojo D5s, to be fair, but we were keeping up with some really quick people. They were on maxis, to be fair, but still. The setup felt a lot better compared to what it did at Southwest Champs. I don't know how maxis are going to go personally. I think we found the good tyre pressures. Not 100% sure though, I guess we'll have to find out. But yeah, hopefully, like I said, today will go well. Obviously, hired out an Evo engine once again. Massive shout out to LPR for that. The engine felt really good yesterday, so down the straights literally was flipping quick. So yeah, hopefully it'll be better than what it was last time, and hopefully we don't shred any sprockets again. But yeah, I guess we'll just jump into a little bit later on when we get the carts ready, and I'll catch you back then. Alright boys, so literally just about to go out for qualifying already. In practice, the 3 laps I struggled a little bit. Obviously I was on Mojo D5s yesterday. Today I'm on maxis, so it is a little bit of a difference. A lot more slide on the maxis, but yeah, I guess we'll just have to see how it goes. Literally the juniors are just going out now, so I literally better get ready now and get down the grid then. I'll see you guys after qualifying. So here we go for qualifying then. As you can see, we actually waited until quite a few people went just so we could have massive clean air, and it clearly worked because we have got clean air. I noticed straight away though, coming in towards here, my bumper had actually come off and the bolt had snapped once again. As you can see here, just could not get around the corner, just keeping out the barrier by locking the rears and getting it kicked around the corner somehow. Obviously I thought it was cold tyres, so I was actually trying to warm up the tyres down the straight, and this was the best lap that I could actually get. I only completed a total of 4 laps altogether, which is a massive shame to say the least, and this was the quickest one out of all of them. As we come around the complex section, straight away as you can see, it's not as quick as what it could be. As you can see, completely missed the apex there. As we head down towards the next hairpin section, hang a straight hairpin, completely miss the apex once again, just struggling obviously with rudder steer at this point because the rear bumper's hanging off, dragging on the floor, which is definitely not helping our chances whatsoever. As we head down towards the final hairpin of the lap then, as you can see they're taking it not too bad. I guess that was probably the best corner out of the whole lap, to be honest, for us, as now we head in towards the dog leg chicane. and come out of the corner, and that is our fastest lap in qualifying. We had to come in after that lap just for the fact that we actually got technical flag there coming down at the start from the straight coming in towards turn 1, so massive shame there and a really terrible way to start a day. This is looking like it's going to be a race day bad luck once again then at the moment. Yeah. Alright boys, so yeah, we've had qualifying, completed a total of 3 laps there. Obviously the bumper fell off, got a technical flag, so we couldn't actually complete qualifying. So on P12, pretty disappointing really, but yeah. So this is it for Heat 1 then. I guess we got some work to do. We're actually starting P12 out of 14, so we still managed to, well obviously our lap managed to get us 2 places up, which isn't too bad I guess, but we've still got some work to do in the race as we come around the final corner then to get ready for the start of the race as we go green here at Mansells Raceway for Heat 1. And straight away, coming down the start finish straight, I noticed that my engine was actually backfiring and spitting. So this is the absolute worst time to notice that something was going wrong already on lap 1, literally of Heat 1. So we decided to just keep going. Obviously, as you can see here, we are right all over the back of the Kart 18 and Kart 68 here. So we can still probably, hopefully, try and keep with the pack and see if we can finish the race. I have no clue how it's going to go personally, because obviously if this gets worse and worse during the race, then I have no clue how we're going to finish, to be honest. But we still carried on hoping the engine would survive this race, so we just have to see if we're keeping pace. If we lose too much pace and just end up right at the back miles away, I'll probably just end up pitting and retiring. But at the moment, as you can see, we're still keeping decent pace and we're still keeping with people. The engine spitting wasn't happening really bad, it was just happening every so often down the straights. So there's still a chance we could still keep up. Obviously we're still ahead of 2 people, so we still have a chance. As we head down towards, well, the midway through the race then, we're actually keeping with the pack very nicely still, even though we're having these engine issues. It is progressively getting worse, so I'm noticing. It's actually starting to happen in out of corners as well as, well, on the straights, as you can see there once again. So this isn't going good at all for us, and a really terrible start for the race then. Actually, someone actually retired there as well. Theo, who also works at Mansells, he actually ended up retiring on the side of the track through the complex, which is a massive shame for him. So that meant we were up to P10 here, so we still have a chance here. We just got to keep pace. But I can 100% say that the engine issue was progressively getting worse as the race goes on, so I was just hoping that the timer would go down quicker and we could finish this race already, or else we're going to have massive problems coming to the end of this race. We are pulling a bit of a gap to the 2 behind us, so this could still be an opportunity for us, and we could still hopefully finish this race in a pretty decent position and challenge for these guys just ahead of us here. But I really don't want to worry about them too much at the moment. We have made a couple positions, and at the moment we are still keeping okay pace. I don't really care about attacking at this point. I'm just going to take anything I can get at this point with this engine issue we're having. Just ahead, the pack are actually battling quite aggressively here and actually forcing each other to go a little bit slower, so I am keeping up with them just, which I will never complain about at all, because it also gives me a bit of a shout to maybe have a chance of still getting some places and some overtakes. As you see, coming into the next hairpin here, there's a bit of contact here, and Ari White in the car 18 there gets taken out into the barrier. The guy behind me, Andy, actually in the car 15 gets past me, which is a bit of a shame. So we've made a position but also shipped a position, but at this point I'm not really concentrating on attacking. As you can see, I try and go down the inside of him here, and as you can see, the engine absolutely goes nowhere, and he actually pulls a massive gap on me coming out of that hairpin section. So not only is the backfiring and spitting issues that I'm having with the engine happening on the straights anymore, it's also happening out of corners, which is definitely not helping my chance whatsoever. Now we caught into a little bit later on into the race. As you can see, he just absolutely pulled away from me here, and I just have absolutely no pace compared to him. So I feel like this is going to go really badly at the moment, and I don't think we're going to actually be able to finish this race if it keeps going as badly as it is so quickly. So we're just going to keep going though. Obviously, as you can see, it's still working at the moment. Everything's still intact. I mean, we're not as good a pace as everyone else, but we're still ahead of a couple people, and we've got a bit of a gap to them. So obviously we still have a chance at this. We have got the car 18 behind, who is a lot quicker than me anyway, who is trying to catch up after we had that problem into the barrier. But yeah, we're just trying our best, and now we're going to cut to literally a couple laps later, coming to the end of the race with pretty much 2 laps to go, and I'm just going to let you listen to the raw footage here. So at this point I knew 100% that's it, it's definitely over. The engine was completely done, it would not go anywhere. I literally am on the floor, as you see, all the way down, trying to panic, trying to get the throttle down, and it's just not working. I even repeatedly release it and get back on it, and it was just not going anywhere. So yeah, massive shame. I could see the 2 behind me catching up. I was actually running in P8 at this point after a couple of retirements, so I was in a pretty decent position if the engine just held on. But sadly, that is me down a couple more positions. I still got someone behind me, again, who actually doesn't quite catch up in time, but obviously I knew the engine wasn't going to make around another lap, so I decided to pull into the pits, and they also get past me. So yeah, massive shame. Sadly, that is P11 in the race, where it could have been P8. But what can you do? That's the problem, and we're having more issues on race day, so yeah. No.
What's wrong?
The engine side's spittering.
You're saying that's the fastest I've seen you go, Jake.
Alright boys, so yeah, qualifying, a bit disappointing. Bumper fell off obviously, we got it all repaired though, so yeah, that's all good. Heat 1, may have heard the engine side spluttering, I have no clue what happened there, massive shame. We think we sorted the problem, thanks to LPR for helping us out where we can. Obviously it's their engine we hired, so hopefully, touch wood, that's sorted. So yeah, I don't know how it's going to go now. We've tried multiple things. We've made the throttle not loose anymore, so it's actually tight, so that'll be better. We've cleaned the carb out, changed the jet into 125. We've cleaned the spark plug, even though we changed it yesterday. I don't understand it because it's working perfectly yesterday, and now it's not. So yeah, massive shame, but I guess we just have to see how the pre-final goes then. So a little bit of an explanation before I continue with this video. This next clip actually is, well, a little bit of a moment that Harvey, who works at Mansells and who was racing in the 177 class this day, wanted to add into the video, unedited. I'm going to edit just a little bit of it, just because there is some things that happen in it, and some people that don't really want to be in the video, so I will change it a little bit. But yeah, enjoy this next little clip from Harvey, who basically stole the show for a minute.
Welcome to Kart Racing. Come feel my car. This is my go-kart. This is it. Like, get nice and close. I've been wanting to be in the vlog for a while, but Reese is not letting me. So this is my go-kart. It's got a Oui? Right. And now, sorry Reese, it's a bit orthodox. Now, I'm going to dance. And this is my friend.
You don't get that in the vlog as well.
So this is my go-kart. You're going to leave this unedited, yes?
I am, unedited, completely unedited. Who says we don't have fun in the paddock? So here we go for the pre-final then. Hopefully, touch wood, the problem's all fixed now and we can actually try and turn our day around a little bit. Nevertheless, so we start the formation lap, get out on track, start warming the tyres up, and try and get ready for the race start then, as we now cut to the start of the race then, and we actually get told to go around again for a second formation lap. So I'm getting ready to go around again. As you can see, I get on the floor and once again it's died, completely died, nothing I can do. They've all gone away. As you can see, I'm full throttle, nothing I can do. I'm trying to panic to try and get it going, So I was right, that's it, call it a day. I've had enough now, it's clearly not working. So yeah, another disappointing race, and I'm actually going to switch over now to the inside helmet camera just so you can hear it a little bit more, and I'll let you listen to it raw audio as well. So yeah, just show what it sounds like from that point of view as well. I can't even make this up. Pardon? No, I won't be joining. It's died. It died again.
Huh?
Again, it's died again.
Is it what?
It died again.
It died?
Yeah. I'm not doing this anymore. I give up. I quit. I'm done. I'm done.
We haven't been able to race then?
Nope. So yeah, I did have to do a little bit of editing in those clips with the audio and stuff. I apologise about that. I was a little bit annoyed, obviously it was my final race, and well, it was all ending in absolute disaster to say the least. But yeah, I'll let you continue with the video now, going back to me on the day. Alright boys, so I've decided to call it a day. Obviously, just not been our day. The engine's gone completely wrong. We tried to get it fixed, LPR tried to get it fixed after heat 1. Obviously you could hear in the video it was spluttering and backfiring, and it just did not work. Yeah, we tried obviously for the pre-final, and funny enough it still didn't work. So I decided I'm calling it a day. It's not working, wasn't working out today for us, so not doing the final. Literally just about to miss the final actually now. Yeah, the senior final is literally just gridding up now, so yeah, I'm done. I've taken apart the engine, taken it back over to LPR. Yeah, literally got to sort this out. It'll be up for sale soon, so if anyone's interested in buying it, then I guess contact me on Instagram, March_Racing128. But yeah, that's unfortunately our ending for Karting, I'm afraid. So I'm going to leave this video here. If you enjoyed this video, then make sure to like and subscribe. But thank you for watching, and goodbye. Before I do end this video, I just want to quickly say thank you everyone for watching my videos the past year, and thank you to everyone that's come up and said how much you like the videos and enjoy them. And I've met some of you in person. I really appreciate every single one of you coming up to me and saying hello and saying you enjoy the videos and just leaving positive comments and, well, leaving positive vibes, let's just say. Like I said, obviously this was going to be my final race. I really want to try and make more videos, and I'm going to try my absolute best to do something on this channel, whether it's rental karting, whether it's, well, just trying to get back into this really. Stay tuned, stay subscribed. I'll try and come up with something and try and do a comeback or something. But yeah, thank you for watching, and hopefully I will see you soon in the next one.